is a journalist joining us virtually from London. Mr. Akitobi, nice to have you on the program. Or are you back, in case I didn't get a memo?
I'm in transit. I'm in transit. By the time this show is over, I should be landing in Nigeria, I tell you.
Oh, fantastic.
Mr. Akitobi, you're not in Europe.
Yeah,
you're in a specific place. Right.
No. I'm not in Europe. I'm specifically in London, England, Great Britain, United Kingdom.
It's important to know.
Yeah, thank you for being clear. Well, I almost wanted to say something as well. Let's go to the Daily Independent newspaper, Mr. Akitobi. The lead is leading with Niger's hurdle is converting hot money to real growth. That's experts. Niger's hurdle is converting hot money to real growth. So we can see some of the statements being credited to what is being written here. As inflows surge to multi-year highs and reserves swell, analysts warn that Nigeria's real challenge lies ahead, converting hot money into real growth, into durable confidence and long-term, what's the word here, growth. So Nigeria's hurdle is converting hot money into real growth. Basically, more like a signal to say, how do we make the most of this temporary Father Christmas, if you will, because that's what hot money is. FPIs, foreign portfolio investments, not FDIs in that sense. What do you make of the story?
Well, see, the thing is, a lot of money may be flowing into the country from abroad, but what purpose is it serving? When they say FDI, foreign direct investment, what the notion generally is that money should come to fund infrastructure development, social services and things like that. But a lot of the money that's coming into the country now is just rent seeking, because our stock exchange, our government financial instruments, they're all paying record amounts of interest. So what happens is overseas money is flowing in, exploiting the profit margins and flowing back out again. That's why it's hot. It's not staying. It's not the kind of foreign direct investment that will build factories and build manufacturing plants and fund railways and fund oil refineries and things that will improve our human development index. These are all just what I would call carpet baggers who are seeking exploitative profit margins and who just see that, well, for now, Nigerian government treasury bills, Nigerian government bonds, Nigerian stock exchange are paying record margins, so let's go in and take advantage of that. And as soon as with profit taking, the money goes back offshore. So that's why it's referred to as hot, because that notion hot, some people might misinterpret it to mean illegal, laundered money, illicit funds, government stolen money. Not necessarily in this particular context. What the financial experts refer to as hot money is money that just quick in and quick out to capitalize upon margins and doesn't really have any substantive effect on the country's development. That kind of money doesn't help, really. What we need where we are now, you can see how much we are indebted to China in terms of infrastructure loans. Everywhere you look, China is building all our stuff, and they're not building it for free. So what basically to cool this money down is essentially to encourage it to stay and not just do a quick in and quick out, stay in a way that it will serve useful purposes to the development of the country. So it's a big hurdle how to convert that. Not being an economic expert, I can't say, do we reduce the attractiveness of our financial instruments so that those who want to come here come for more long-term investment and not just wanting to turn their money around overnight, which is what is happening now. So what are the solutions? I really don't know. I guess our economic experts are better at prescribing those kind of remedies. But what I do know is that it doesn't all go well for us. We hear that, yes, FDI is up, foreign reserves are up, but what benefits is it serving us? It still goes down to all this issue of statistics. We don't eat statistics. The numbers look good, but what are the substantive effects on the ground? The hot money doesn't help. It's not helping, contributing to our development in any way, and it's a real challenge to figure out how to convert it to substantive gains on the ground. And I guess the CBN, the Ministry of Finance, and all the other financial gurus have a lot of work on their hands to figure out how to resolve this issue.
Right. I think it's a major issue we have to figure out for 2026, because it looks like these are extraordinary times. But this Nigeria is next with the big story on the attack in Niger State. Terrorists strike Niger community market, kill dozens, abduct many. Attackers struck from forests, that's what the residents are saying, and Tinubu orders manhunt and rescue of victims. The president had to release a statement yesterday, just after he put up that picture on the front page of This Nigeria. And he says, you know, and I've given marching orders to the very top, the security echelon, to make sure that they go after these terrorists. It's on page 2, Mr. Akintobi. For some, particularly state governments, they're saying, well, it's what happened in Sokoto that is responsible for this. But we won't forget in a hurry that there were abductions just late last year, in the next local government area. So what do we make of this, in spite of the government's resolve?
Well, it's not a good welcome to 2026. It's been one day, one problem after another. Apart from this Niger State incident, then we have the Yobe incident with people drowning, and of course we had the Anthony Joshua mishap just in the aftermath of the New Year. So it's not been a very good start to 2026 in terms of security and safety. And I worry, just like Jeff mentioned at the beginning of the program, that the president has to be directing at this stage. I would assume that the directions have been in existence and they've been very clear. I mean, what was the point of bringing in a new Minister of Defense? What was the point of reshuffling the service chiefs? If not that they already had a clear mandate for the president to be saying, I directed them to go after the terrorists, bring them to book. I directed them to find all the victims that have been abducted and get them released. I think that it's a bit of just playing to the gallery, because the people who are responsible for doing those tasks already have a very clear and strong mandate, and I don't doubt that they know their jobs. If at this point they are being needed to be directed, instructed, or informed, then there's no business being in that job with the level of insecurity we are facing. And as you said, this Niger State incident is one that's just in the very next local government, where we just managed to get the children released and their teachers released a short while ago. And almost immediately after, it's as if these terrorists are daring the government, saying that we know you can't really do, you don't have the wherewithal to bring us to book or to, they seem to be thumbing their nose at governments. Otherwise, to go back into the same place that you just recently made away from, and that we've just managed to quell and rescue the victims, to go right back the following week or a couple of weeks later, it's a level of impunity and boldness that speaks to the fact that there's a lot more going on beneath the surface that we're not quite clear about. I've always had this belief that despite all the speculation and the assumptions and the guessing game, that this thing is a lot more complex and deeper than we really understand on the surface. It can't just be people randomly just because they are sociopaths or psychopaths just walking into villages and eliminating people. I think it's beyond land grabbing. I think it's beyond mineral resources. I think it's even beyond the way Boko Haram started, which was a religious fervor. There's a lot more to this that we don't understand. We've heard rumors that traditional leaders are complicit. We've heard rumors that the military is compromised. We've heard rumors that people in government are partly responsible for this, and some governors were funding some of these bandits. There's a lot more, because this is just not random. It's just not some people waking up in the morning and having some devilish urges and going out to create mayhem. This is systemic and systematic, and it is chronic because it's been ongoing for way too long. I'm not happy that we're starting 2026 with this. I'm especially not happy that those who are charged with handling this have to be directed and don't just get off their duff and go and do this and make it happen. But bottom line is, this has happened, it has happened. As Jeff said, what we need is action, not so many words. I saw the fancy statement the president released, all nice and graphic design and in the colors of the country, and it looked like he was releasing a Happy New Year message. And I said, we don't need graphic artist work for this kind of an announcement. There's fire on the mountain, and it doesn't need to be treated with levity. I'm sorry. And so, yes, he's given the direction. Let us, as Jeffrey said, get to the bottom of this. Let us find the people responsible. Let us bring them to book, whether terminally or prosecutorially. Let them be held accountable. Let us secure the entire country. All those who've been abducted, let's bring them back. It sounds easy to say, but there are people whose job it is to do. Jeffrey was on TV late last night doing a program. He's here this morning because it's his job. Does he not still want to be in bed at this time, making up for lost sleep? He knows his job, recognizes his job, and does what he has to do. So let those who have been charged with handling this matter and who are being paid for it, and whose responsibility it is. I'm sure they know their job descriptions, and they know, when they were sworn in the oath that they took. So enough talk. Let's see more of action, please. Nigeria is bleeding. Our people are crying, and people can't sleep with their two eyes closed anymore. It's not good, and this is not a good way to start 2026.
Okay. Maybe one more on the front page of this Nigeria before we start to allow you to travel. And that has to do with just by the right-hand side. I think that should be your own right-hand side, I guess, where you have 2027 Rivers Guba, why we stand with FCT Minister Wike, Rivers State APC, Rivers Ijaw People's Congress, others speaking thank you, LGA tour. So, Mr. Akitobi, the grandstanding, the never-ending political drama of Rivers State has, the hostilities have resumed between the governor and FCT minister. Is about who is more. It looks like everybody's trying to tell the president, I'm more loyal than you, or you're more loyal than me. But it looks like the FCT minister is also touring and giving a signal that, look, in case you think this governor is going to bring result for you, I am the man with the structure. And so there have been talks, indirect and direct talks. What do you make of this never-ending drama? It looks like the argument now is to the effect of there was an agreement that he's not going to run for a second term. It looks like there's a U-turn, and that is generating a lot of trouble.
Yes, but Mr. Wike is not in the APC, so how he can be dictating what is going to happen to the APC and who is going to give its ticket to, it still befuddles my mind. He's saying that the fact that Governor Fubara defected to the APC does not mean that he will automatically get the ticket, but he's not an APC person. He's avowed that he's in the PDP and will continue to be in the PDP. So I don't know how he can be prognosing into the affairs of an opposition party in his state, in spite of the fact that he's fraternizing with that opposition. As long as he's not declared for the APC, he has no moral right to be speaking about the internal affairs of the APC. But yes, this is 2027 at play at the end of the day, and it's still a tussle between two juggernauts. The same thing that eventually led to the state of emergency, the same thing that has led to the rancor from the beginning. That problem has not been resolved. And I recall on this very program, we said it then, even when we saw them standing with President Tinubu and shaking hands, we said it then that it looked like that was just a temporary reprieve, that it was just a pause in the hostilities. It wasn't as if it was a permanent resolution. Well, we've been proved right, because just a few weeks after the governor was back in office, the fissure has ruptured again. And the way we see it now simply is that I think by virtue of the fact that Governor Fubara has defected to the APC has supported him. They have listed him as their leader, as the leader in Rivers State today. In fact, when they issued him the party card, they issued him number 001 in Rivers State. So Yiltwada, the chairman of the APC, said it openly at a press conference that Governor Fubara is now the leader of APC in Rivers State. Well, that seems to not be sitting well with Governor Wike. And of course, he owns the structure. All 23 local government chairmen that are in there, he put them in there. So he's doing a tour. He calls it a thank you tour. But he's going around all the local governments, talking to the people and telling them that Governor Fubara will not be an ideal person because he doesn't keep to agreements. He's a betrayer. He's, so at the end of the day, it is godfather, godson issue. Governor Wike has claimed that he put Governor Fubara in office and they had certain agreements, and Governor Fubara is not keeping to those agreements, and Governor Wike himself is not handing off his hands off Rivers matters. So it's a complicated issue. But for now, the reality on ground is that Fubara is in the good books of the APC, which is at the center, and which is also in charge of Rivers State. Remember that the House of Assembly also, the majority of them have moved to the APC, including the Speaker. Okay. So Governor Fubara is protected from impeachment for now. He's got the favor of the center, and he's got the State Assembly in the same party. So let's wait and see. Interesting.
It's not difficult to see all the things that play out in Rivers State. The House of Assembly members are loyal to the FCT ministers. I don't think that's a secret, whether they're in APC or PGP. Rivers is a complicated politics. Mr. Akitobi, we must thank you for coming on the program. Mr. Akitobi is a journalist joining us in transit, according to him, on his way from London.
Thank you. On the way home. Yeah. On the way back to warm weather and sunny skies.
Yes, I understand it's been very cold in London. So
you don't want to know. It's snowing. It's ice on the ground. It's windy. It's chilly. I'm wearing 5 layers as we speak. Here I come to sunny Nigeria, most beautiful country in the world. God's own country.
Absolutely. Up Nigeria.
Up Nigeria.
Thank you so much.